fucking love this movie. Goddamn Gary Busey. I'm going bare hands.
Roger.
Huh?
Do we have Night of the Demons?
Yeah, dude. Of course.
That's a good movie, man. Did you ever see part 3?
Part 3 is so rad. You know that part when she gives the revolver that blowjob? It's fucking hilarious.
I had the craziest dream last night, man. Dreamed that What's Up Pam had her shirt open, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a hand came out of her breastises
Mm-hmm.
and grabbed me.
Uh-huh.
Weird.
You didn't, eat the brownies in the break room, did you?
Yeah.
No, you gotta be careful eating those treats, dude.
Her breastises just morphed into this hand. You know? Bet that'd be a pretty cool effect if they did that in a movie.
Yeah, they do that in part 2.
What movie would that work in?
Part 2 of Night of the Demons. Hey man, could you start organizing the out-of-print movies back there that are in a box?
I'm punching out for the day.
What do you mean? No, hey, you just got here.
Nope. I have to be somewhere very important to do something.
Wait,
Bye.
no, you can't leave me alone on a Saturday. Hello, internet fans, and welcome to 3B Video. I'm your host, Rotten Roger DeMarco, and today we're doing another Patreon request review. That's tough to say. For my man, the 80s slasher. He said, hey, will you talk about Night of the Demons Part 2? And I said, why a show? So today, obviously, we have to talk about Brian Trenchard Smith's 1994 film, Night of the Demons 2. For those of you who have not seen this movie yet, here is your plot synopsis. You got a group of Catholic school students who decide they're gonna bust out of the school and have a rad Halloween party at Hull House, where Angela is known for being a demon. And of course, they summon her on accident and she fucks everybody up. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. There's not a whole lot going on under the hood with this movie other than the fact that it's a movie where demons possess and murder people. Before we get into my overall thoughts of the film, first, let's take a look at Ryan Rogers Splatter Facts. We have 8 dead bodies. We have 10 titties, 1 bush. We have gratuitous blood splatter, binocular pervin, ruler fencing, Coca-Cola product placement, 1 lane party invaded by demons, demon POV, 1 maggot puddle, 1 toilet demon, lipstick possession, demon tit hands. Oh yeah. Gratuitous karate kicks, multiple demon puddles, and a demon snake boss battle. The methods of death include but are not limited to off-screen slashing, you motherfuckers, demon sexed to death, broken neck, decapitation, possession, stabbed, and cactus jacked. That's a deep cut. Now, on to my overall thoughts of this film. I think that this movie is a perfect blend of that horror comedy, and it really delivers across the board. It gives us everything that we want right from the jump. I think we're 2 minutes into the movie, and we get a dorm room full of naked ladies walking around, and we've also had 2 deaths within the first 5 minutes of the film. The humor is upfront, in your face, over the top silly. The gore is just splattertastic, all up in your face. You don't see any deaths in this film that aren't accompanied by goo and muck and blood and puddles of maggots and things like that. All of the gross stuff that you would expect from a title like Night of the Demons 2, you get tenfold in this movie. And this is damn near a perfect film, in my opinion. I mean, we have amazing effects. We have gratuitous nudity, over-the-top violence, hilarious dialogue. I could go on forever about all of the things in this movie that I love. I love this movie so much that I actually do prefer this one over the first one, even though this movie is lacking one key element. It's lacking Linnea Quigley. This movie gives us everything that the first movie gave us, but kind of turns that dial up a little bit more. It's not to the point where we say, okay, enough is enough. It's such a great blend where we say,
yes, give us some more.
we're not turned off by the amount of nudity and violence in this film, it's the perfect amount of schlock and splatter without taking it too far and making us just be like, all right, we get it. There's a little bit more of a variety when it comes to the characters in this movie. None of them are, say, as memorable as like Stooge from the original Night of the Demons, but there's this variety of some kind of jock type guys. There's a dude who spams karate kicks constantly, a wide array of different types of female characters, from the slutty ones to the bitchy ones to the mousy ones. No pun intended, there is a character named Mouse in this movie. I really enjoy the variety of victims, I suppose. None of them are so well written that it blows our mind with their character development. It's not that type of movie, but we do enjoy these characters and we do enjoy seeing them get dispatched. There's no gut punches in this movie. It's not gonna make you sad when a character dies. It's more of a cheering factor when these people die. And the gore really like celebrates the deaths. So every time someone is gonna die, we're just waiting to see how nasty the next one is gonna be. One trope in this movie that is evident in 99% of horror films is when these groups of teenagers go to visit said abandoned house, abandoned hospital, abandoned whatever the fuck. They always find a bedroom, and there's always a bed that's not covered in cobwebs, that's not disgusting like the rest of the house. And I love that the character trope is the two horniest people have to find this room and that they're on board with having sex in this bed. I just think that it's hilarious. I start to question it, but I just think that it's funny that someone would want to have sex in a bed that possibly possums and raccoons and or homeless heroin addicts have slept in, peed on, shit in, banged heroin on, eaten crackers. Just, it's a disgusting bed. There's crumbs, there's spiders, bed bugs, there's all this gross stuff, and yet two attractive people find their way to this bedroom and they're like, you know what, let's bone super gratuitously. It'll be awesome. And in this movie, that bed is way too nice for this house, which is hilarious to me. It's got like silk sheets, and I call bullshits. Angela's a demon. She doesn't need a nice, comfy bed. She sleeps in the crematorium. She's a ghost demon thing who exists in an ethereal plane. She doesn't need that type of bed. Again, this is another trope with horror films. I have a hard time buying that the majority of these characters are 17 and or 18 when they all sort of look like late 20s soap opera actors or actresses. They don't look young, is what I'm saying. It's not nearly as bad as like Cheerleader Camp, where Leif Garrett was like 45 trying to play a 17-year-old. It's noticeable. Another thing about this movie that's fantastic is the lead nun, Sister Gloria. At some point in the film, she sort of becomes their savior, and she knows that she has to take these demons out. So she goes through this montage of prepping for battle. And there's like a 50-gallon drum of holy water, and they're filling up water balloons and super soakers and getting out the rosary nunchucks and all these crazy things. And that scene is hilarious to me. And I think that the finale of this film is very similar to something like From Dusk Till Dawn or Bordello of Blood, where you have people using holy water against demons or vampires or whatever the fuck. It's certainly not a new concept. It gets used frequently, especially in the mid-90s. There was a lot of movies kind of taking this exact same finale, but this is still very fun, and I do like the Angela snake demon creature. I enjoy that a great deal, but it's just obvious that these movies kind of pick and choose and borrow from one another when it comes to the boss battle, I suppose, shall I say. And in my opinion, this is one of the best horror films to come out in 1994, because there was a lot of not so good horror crap flooding the market in 1994, and this is a very unlikely candidate to be a good movie because it's a sequel to a movie that came out in like 1988 or something, whatever year the original Night of the Demons came out. If you know, let me know in the comments. And that's what I'm getting at, is that this movie had waited so long to do a sequel, and that's usually a very clear-cut sign that the movie is not going to be as good or live up to the original. And in my opinion, it kind of blows the original out of the water. And for all of those reasons, that's why I think that this movie is 100% popcorn as fuck. because it's super fun, covers all the bases. You can't watch this movie and not have a good time. You can't watch this movie with your arms crossed like some kind of person who doesn't know how to have fun. You can't do that. When you watch this movie, you have to laugh, roll with the punches. You have to enjoy the nudity, enjoy the gore. It's the total package when it comes to one of these wild, splatter-filled popcorn movies. Hands down, one of the best popcorn horror films I've ever seen. And I wouldn't lie to you, I promise. I really do like this movie, I'm not just saying. Really, the only bad part in this whole film is the very last second of the film when they do a cheap CGI gag that has no business being in the movie, doesn't need to be in the movie, and kind of dates the movie. When all the practical effects look phenomenal, but this random CGI effect makes you kind of go, really? We needed that? I do like that standard demon voice that gets used in this movie. And it's kind of across the board from like the late 80s all the way up to the 2000s, this demon voice that was used. It's almost this very Inspector Gadget, Dr. Claw voice, you know.
Angela's voice is like this.
It's so silly and just a ridiculous voice for this demon. And you're like, maybe a little hot Primatine, clear that right up for you. She's got to go through a fortune in fucking Luden's cough drops. It's so silly. But at the same time, it's synonymous with this movie. It's iconic. It's fun. It's dumb. It's just great. It's a great time. So
click the link in the description and get a copy of Night of the Demons Part 2 for you today.
Still here, aren't you? You sons of bitches. I suppose I should probably get going because, after all, there's a lot of movies out there. Somebody's got to watch them. So why not me?
Right.
That gag is going to get old real quick because I can't stop doing it. And I'm going to cough and die. Disclaimer, don't do that voice.